Good morning. I've been awakened very early, and I am sensing a heaviness in the air, and it's very unsettling. I don't know if you're able to feel it in the air also. It's um, it's a very it's not a good heaviness. Okay, something else seems to be coming. Something else. Um, and I don't think that some people are awake enough to sense it. They may not be awake and they may not be able to feel it. You can't sleep either. Different sage. Yeah. No, I thought I don't want to be waking up at 3 something in the morning, but it literally I just wide awake and I just felt that heaviness. It's a sense of gloom and doom. If I had to um, find some descriptive words, and I don't like gloom and doom. I don't, but I can't shake this feeling that I have, and really heavy. Yeah, it's really heavy, you all. And I was going to share this little short video of my post from 8 years ago on the YouTube, on my Facebook memory that showed up, and that's before I even got on here, you all. I had uploaded a video and I looked at the memories on the Facebook, and it describes what I'm sensing. It might describe what you're sensing too. If I can, the other day, it's something is happening to the moon and the sun. Yeah, it's literally, it's everywhere. It's everywhere. And it really doesn't matter what country you live in. It doesn't. None of that matters. I'm going to turn that off, you all. I'm not going to look for it. I don't really feel bad now to look for that, to log on to that Facebook, because this is serious what's happening. And you couldn't sleep the other day. Yeah, okay. There's a tidal wave warning for the East Coast. Trisham, is that because of the Canary Islands? Whatever happens with the planets and spiritual realms, it happens with us as well. It's true, it really does. And it does. It starts with the weather, too. You live in the mountains, and you keep dreaming of a tidal wave, a tidal flood. Well, not wave. Well, what if it really is a tidal wave and they're just calling it a tidal flood? Anything's possible. Anything is. I'm just trying to find you all. I have trouble with the lighting. I have trouble with the lighting on here, is what I have trouble with. You got stormy weather in the mountains. Solar energy is supposed to hit at 5 a.m. I wonder um, if that's Eastern Mountain or Standard Time. I don't know what vocal calm is. I've never heard of vocal calm, you all. Um, you were you were told to get to the higher mountains. I'm trying to get situated here. I want to prop my feet up on this desk, you all. I really do. Um, yeah, I'm in a very serious mood. I may laugh right now, but yeah, this is serious. What's happening? It is, and what's being felt, what's being sensed. And if you are intuitive, if you're an empath, or if you're just spiritual, surely you can feel the heaviness that is all around, and it's a global heaviness, um, because there's things happening to everyone. Okay, to every segment of society, and it doesn't matter where you're at. It doesn't. Uh, the mere fact that you're on this earth at this period of time is the thing. Um, I don't know if it would be, I would not, I'm not sensing that it's like the CME that some are saying. That's not what I'm sensing. It's something that's been building up for a long time, but it's very, it's dark. It's dark what's coming. It's, darkness is here, and it's growing. It's growing all around the world in the spiritual realms. And I know people may not want to hear that. They may not, but I am. And they say you may draw to you what you are sensing. No, I don't want to draw dark times to me. I don't. And I don't want to draw dark times to other people either. And that's what I'm sensing. It's a heaviness of darkness that is coming. And I was thinking about something that's coming also in the winter time, some kind of a stipulation. It's not a stipulation. It kind of is. And then, the budget. They extended the budget thing till December a little. And there's no telling. There is no telling what is in store. There isn't. So that was in the back of my mind come December, when it gets really cold, the weather changes, and there's not that much daylight to the day in the winter months. And if you would compound that with the rising prices of everything that is occurring, and the shortages and stuff, and the disruptions to people's lives because of decisions, it's just like a collective heaviness of all different types of events that play a crucial role in our life. They all have a domino effect. And people may not believe it, but I never thought of it before I was started on this journey about the like a collective consciousness in the spiritual realm on this earth. Okay, and I'm sure the earth can feel it too, um, because everything that grows on the earth is living. Okay, a tree is living, grass is living, flowers are living, even like the insects and the animals that burrow in the dirt. They're living, and they get the nutrients from the earth also. You have fish in the sea, you have aquatic life, Um, and I do feel the heartbeat of the earth at times, and you all do too. And it's not just from like the earthquakes and stuff like that, physical things, it's not nice what's happening all around. It's not to everything and everybody, although some may not sense it because for some reason. That's okay. Um, Something's coming on a meteor. Um, I need to research something. Well, if I research everything and watch everything that everyone, you know, may have watched or researched, what would there be left for me to share? Really, if I spent all my time doing that, I wouldn't be me. And I wouldn't be following the promptings of my spirit within, okay? I wouldn't. I am a spiritual person on the inside, first and foremost, and I do like to listen to my spirit within and share what's laid on my heart. That's who I am, and yeah, there's so many things that are suggested, and I'm sure a lot of people find them very informative for them, but I've got it's not for me, you all. It's not. I can't do everything that everyone wants me to do. I can't. I've got to be me. I've got to share what I share. Um, yeah, I can't walk in other people's footsteps or choose the things to speak about that other people may want me to. And I hope you understand. I have to be true to myself, and I have to follow my spirit within. I do. Otherwise, my spirit's going to be unsettled. You won't see me on here. You would not see me on this YouTube or on any social media if um, I had to share certain things that I didn't feel within my spirit to share. I would not. I promise you, I will not be on here if that day were to come. If they were to tell me, if someone was to tell me and dictate to me what I need to say, what I need to share, what I need to talk about, I can't. Because to me, that's restraining my spirit. That's restraining my spirit inside of here. And I'm a free spirit. I can't live in a world with restraints like that seek to restrain my spirit, me at the core of my being. Yeah, yeah. We all have our own journey to some extent, and we all find things that pique our interests that are important to us. Okay, that's not to say it's not important because the things that we focus on are very important to us. Otherwise, we wouldn't focus on them. That's like me. What I'm doing right now, what I'm focusing on, is very important to me, and it's people. Okay, people are important, and what happens to one affects the other. What happens to you on the other side of the world and what you're going through, it affects me on this side of the world. I can feel it, and there's lots of people that can feel it. When you look around and you see things that should not be, okay, that's kind of hurtful. If you are in tune with your spirit, that part of humanity that is still there, it is hurtful when you see other people hurting. It's hurtful. But when you see other people happy, it makes you happy on the inside because there's that connection there. Hello, everyone. You can't sleep, you cleaned house, you mopped the floors. Oh, yeah. Well, I thought, well, I can get up and I can start doing things in the house, but it's too early right now. It is. That stuff will wait. That will wait. Uh, I do stay busy throughout the day. I do. I've still been working on my greenhouse in the mornings because it's not finished completely. Yesterday, I put together gutters and I hung the gutters and I had to align the gutters and then got more soil and helped my daughter fill all the containers for the greenhouse with soil. Then I had to build frames for some of the containers. I literally go nonstop. I don't have much left to do with that greenhouse. I have to put some screens up for ventilation. Um, and then, yeah, it's never ending. And I'm so busy doing stuff outside throughout the day. It's literally from morning to late afternoon that I don't have time to do the things I want to do in the house, things that need to be taken care of. So there's a lot to juggle. I know you know what I mean. When you got so much going on in your life, it's impossible to get it all done, and you just got to prioritize it. And then I want to make sure that I stay connected on here too. I really do, because it's so crucial that we connect with one another. It's like a lifeline. It really is, because one day we may not have this lifeline that we do have. Okay, they take down YouTube channels all the time. They take down social media accounts all the time, and you never know when that time might happen. You don't. You need motivation to do your housework. Um, yeah, there's been many of times that I needed motivation, and at times I still do. But I remember lots and lots of times I had to pray for motivation to do the things that I know I need to do, the things I know I need to get done, because I can't just sit around and do nothing, or just turn the TV on and just like sit there in a comatose state when I know there's things to be done. And it's easy to sit there and do nothing when you know you got to do something. But I know your conscience speaks to you, telling you, no, you need to get up and you need to do something, but your body's telling you something different. It's like you got that war. When you want to do something, it's not what you know you should do. You do the exact opposite. It's like, so it's like, what I want to do, I do not do. The very thing I hate to do, this is the thing I keep on doing. I said, so there's a battle going on within your body and your mind. It's like a disconnect. Um, I get that at times too. I do. Um, the ships are in the clouds. I took some pictures. It was a couple days ago. I thought I'm going to go outside and put my clip-on lens on, and I'm going to take some pictures. And I saw some ships. And I started trying to work the pictures, but I fell asleep. I was so exhausted, you all. I was. There's not as many as there was at one time when they came in by the thousands, but they're still here. I might put some of those pictures of the ships that I took a picture of in a video today. Hopefully I won't be tired doing it. Yeah. Oh, I slept. I slept. I went to sleep early after I did that live video last night on here. I went to sleep. I've just been so exhausted, and I think it's from so much physical labor. I do a lot of physical labor. I do more physical labor now than I did when I was a lot younger. With things, it's like non-stop. And I'm going to admit, when I go, and I don't get time to rest, it kind of gets to me. I get a little bit cranky. just a tad bit, just a tad bit cranky because I thought, I want to rest. I need time for me. I need to be able to just like sit there. And there are days, it's very rare, that I will take time out for me. I will literally just sit. I will sit and just zone out, just try to just meditate for a couple hours. One time I did it for, I don't know, 2 days straight. I guess I was so physically and mentally exhausted. I said, I can't take it no more. Your body needs a break. Your mind needs a break. Okay, it does. And nowadays, it's like those times for you and your mind and your body. There, it's few and far between because there's so much that needs to be prepared for in our physical world and spiritually and stuff. You know, there's all these things that we need to take care of before winter gets here. Um, Cold times get here. That's what I'm feeling. I don't want to waste my time. Uh, I don't. It's kind of hard for me to see the comments. So if I sit here and look, I think it's because my phone screen, I turned my phone screen down. I made this coffee. I haven't even really drank it. Now it's lukewarm. Yeah, you don't, and you don't want to be a lukewarm person. You don't. You don't want you don't want to be lukewarm. But sometimes we fall into that lukewarm mode. Dredging through the heaviness. That's a good way to put it. You're dredging through the heaviness that's out there, and it's like how do you continue moving forward in life when you sensing and you're seeing um, this stuff that's taking place? It's hard. It's like quicksand, like quicksand. I don't ever want to be in quicksand, but you know, you can barely move, and the more you move, the more you sink. Um, we don't want to sink. We don't. We want to stay out of that quicksand. We do. And we want to keep our head above the water. Twin flames, yeah. There's a lot of sinister activity taking place, spiritually and physically. And some see nothing wrong with it. Some see nothing wrong with it, and some don't even see it. Yeah, the days of darkness are coming. And for some, they're already here on a massive scale. Um, to think that you can live in this world and not be touched by the darkness in some shape or form, I don't think that's, I don't think that's very true to think that you can't be touched. Okay, because you're going to be touched in some way. You're going to feel it somehow, some way. And if it's not directly in your life, it's going to be in others' life who have connections with you. Everything's connected. We're all connected regardless if others think that what happens to someone else doesn't matter because it's not happening to them. Okay, it does matter because it does have ripple effects. It will ripple into your life. Okay, you will feel the ripples somehow, some way, and it will affect you. It may affect your family members and or your friends also, and it may affect you directly. Don't think that you're untouchable. Okay, none of us are untouchable. I'm not untouchable. You're not untouchable. You can't say that the cares of this world and what's going on in this world won't affect us. You can't say that. Well, you can if you want. Um, you can. You'd have to leave this earth, is what you'd have to do. Leave this earth and go into another realm um, where there is nothing but peace and serenity. You'd have to leave the earth. But you can't right now because you're on this earth. You have to tough it out. They want us to live in fear, and we feed them when we do. Um, there are people who do live in fear. Um, I'm not one of them. I can't live my life in fear, but I can have enough awareness within me to stay awakened, okay? Because what's happening does cause fear, and fear is a natural emotion, a natural feeling that people feel, okay? That fear should raise awareness within people. It should. And it should also make a person more awake and to what is happening, more determined than ever to stay strong, okay? Because you don't want to go into a downward spiral. You don't. You don't want to go in a downward spiral at all. I'm trying to read these comments. Um, I can't really see all the comments, but that's okay, you all. You all can talk amongst yourself. Um, People who live in fear want the rest of us to do it, and they hate strength. There are people who do live in fear. I've only known a couple people who live in extreme fear. Um, and if you encounter someone like that, it's going to suck your energy out of you. Okay, it is. It's going to. Try being a disabled person trying to avoid the venom. Stressful, but managing so far. Yeah, I'm sure it is. You know what? You said the venom. So that was in my post from 8 years ago, the venom that was coming. See, that was the word I used 8 years ago to describe what I was sensing was the venom. So now, now I've got to read it. I've got to read you that from 8 years ago, what I sensed was coming. So now you got to wait. Yeah, I got to wait. I wasn't going to read it. And I will upload that small video. I have to try to not upload too many things because it does something to the algorithms for YouTube, and they don't want to send out any notifications. But I'm gonna read you the venom. Since you said the word, that's a trigger word. So my spirit's telling me that Gina, you can read it now. If I've got the right password to get in. Okay, I've got it. And I'm going to go to it. I'm going to go to my my Facebook memories. Well, you can see this one right here of these ships. Well, yeah. So that's not the one I want, you all. I'm going to get to the memory from 8 years ago is what I'm going to do. Um, You know, here, look at this also, talking about solar flares. So this is about the solar flares. This is 8 years ago. Can you see this? 8 years ago. Um, this region. Got these regions on the sun. Region 11861 developed quickly and has magnetic delta structures in both the largest leading and trailing penumbra. M-class flares are likely. So how coincidental would that be? This is 8 years ago today. M-class flares are likely, and some may even make an X-class flare. See, that's 8 years ago today for that. So I do like to go back and look at these to see what I posted. And I have seen on here that at the same time we have these solar flares occurring. Now, how is that coincidental, or it's just whatever? I don't think it should be like that. I don't, but I'm supposed to be reading. Oh yeah, this is something else too, you all. Like this right here, 8 years ago today. They say it got smart. A new order of intelligence. Then it saw all people as a threat, not just the ones on the other side. Decided our fate in a microsecond extermination. So that was from the Terminator. I don't know why I wrote that there, but I guess that was a phrase from the Terminator. Okay, yeah. So I'm going to read you this, you all. Let me show you this, and I'm going to share that video right here. 8 years ago today, we are living in dark times, and they are going to get even darker. The darkness is slithering like a snake right into the core of our very being as a nation. But in this case, it's global. But, okay, as a nation, it is just waiting for the right moment to sink its massive teeth into our nation's soul. And when it does, it will spew out its poisonous venom so that it can spread all throughout this nation's body in order to bring about its death. So you said the word venom, and the venom was in my post from 8 years ago today. And I sensed the dark times back then, and I sensed it coming, and I feel it. I feel it. And I'm sure you all feel it too. Um, I don't know. I hear a lot about the Gesera Nasera, and I don't really read too much into it. Okay, I don't. Um, all I know is a lot that has been said hasn't really panned out. And what has been said um, is not what it's all cracked up to be. Okay, it's not. Um, isn't the October the 16th supposed to be some kind of a deadline? Yet the deadline has been extended or something like that. Something like that. Time to rest in peace. Rip off that Band-Aid to the sleepers. They need to rip it off. Um, Yeah. No, they got those guide stones for a reason, I would assume. They got those guide stones for a reason to tell you what's coming, okay? Um, Somebody's saying, was what the 18th of October? Oh, the U.S. debt, that's what it was supposed to be, the U.S. debt. Well, I think they got extended, is what I think. Um, I don't believe that we're going to a new earth soon. I don't. I'm sure there are, obviously, there's people who believe that they're going to a new earth soon. Um, I'm sure there are people, otherwise you wouldn't be asking that question, but I personally, I don't feel that I'm going to a new earth soon. I don't. I'm here. I've got till around June of 2022, my 4 years are going to be up. Maybe a few months later, um, doing what I'm doing. I don't know what will happen to me after then either. But with everything's going on in the world, when I look at that time, I was told from the very beginning of this journey, back in around June of 2018, that I would have 4 years. I would have never dreamed that in around June the 18th of 2022, if you key in that date, it's also a deadline for something. Okay, it's a deadline for it, um, for our for the National Guard. There's something big, significant coming uh, in the middle part of next year. Um, yeah, there's a reptilian queen. I don't want there to be no reptilian queen. I do not. So somebody, well, I guess I hope that you, I hope you all get the new earth that is being promised to you. I do. Do I believe that there'll be a new earth one day? Yes, I do. Will it occur in my lifetime? I don't know, but that's not my focus. It's not. Um, Evil has yet to rise to its complete full power right now. The evil is here and it's rising and it's growing. It still has a way to go. We ain't seen the half of it. This is only the beginning. It is. It's just only the beginning of this thing. And I'm not going to talk too much into that because I talked about that yesterday. Um, I don't feel that evil's on its last leg either. I don't. I'm looking around the world and I'm seeing with my physical eyes, and I'm reading what's being put out there concerning what's happening in the world, and there are a lot of things that are happening that would cause an individual to come to the conclusion that evil is still here and it hasn't went nowhere. That's the physical proof that somebody can look and see, and you can look at individuals' lives. You can hear from physical individuals what's happening in their lives and what they're experiencing on a day-to-day basis, and it's horrific. It's horrific. It's unfathomable. And what's being done to humanity is unfathomable. And so that's the physical things that I can see, and a whole lot other can see, a lot other people can see, and they are witnessing. And it's not just hearsay. Okay, it's not just hearsay. That's the difference. We can be told that things are happening behind the scene. Told, that's just words. There's nothing to go with those words. There are no concrete physical things that we can physically see that other people can testify to, that give an eyewitness account to, okay, until somebody can literally, physically see with their own eyes and give eyewitnesses account, then all of this hearing someone say something without physical evidence to back it up, and not just saying, well, we can't show the physical evidence because, they won't know. No. There is evil that is on this earth. People are going through horrific times. Lives are getting destroyed. Okay, economies are crashing. Our way of life that we used to have for a lot of people is no more. We're having to adapt to other ways of life. Okay, we are. To go by what somebody's saying, and they're just words, and you're looking around and you're thinking, well, why is all of this still happening? Why is it still happening? Why are these things still being allowed to continue to further erode humanity, to further destroy humanity? Okay, because no one's coming in to save the day. Okay, no one's coming in to save the day, you all. And yeah, until people see physical evidence, until people's lives physically start changing, there are things that people are going to hear, and they're going to be told that things are getting better. They're going to be told, and it's happening behind the scenes, but they can't show you. They can't tell you that because it's like secret. But you have to take their word for it. That would be like me. Now, this would be like me. So how about this? So let me give a scenario here. So what if I'm seeing somebody being physically abused, being done wrong on a daily basis, having things stolen from them, having somebody take all of their possessions out of their house, taking their children from them, just taking their jobs from them, taking their money, taking their health from them, making them sick, and all of this. What if I am seeing this, okay, it's happening, and then somebody is not just telling me, but telling the people that it's happening to, oh, it's getting a lot better. It's getting a lot better. Evil's being taken out. Everything is getting a lot better. Can't you see it? So try to explain that to the person who is experiencing all these things, and it's not just one person, it's a global group of people who are experiencing these things, and a global group of people who are physically seeing the destruction that is occurring. Try telling these people, oh, it's getting better. It's evil's being taken out. Things are going to return to normal, and it's all going to be good. It's just going to get a little rough, but it's going to be better. That's the way I see the world, okay? I can't go by what somebody's telling me. I can't. I live in this world. And I have two eyes that I can see, and I have a heart that I can feel with. Okay? I am human. I feel pain. I see pain. Okay? And I can't tune it out. I can't pretend. I can't pretend. I can't let somebody tell me things are going to get better and continue to tell me that month after month, year after year. I can't do that. I can't. And I hope you understand. And I hope you understand that a lot of people, they can't hear that because they're feeling it. They're experiencing it. They're seeing something totally different. They're seeing their lives destroyed. Okay? Destroyed. That's what they're seeing. I'm seeing it too. I'm sensing it. I'm sensing a great destruction coming globally. And it's already happening to a lot of people. Okay? It is. And we have but one choice. We have two choices. You can just throw your hands up in the air and give up, or you can stand your ground and weather this storm that is in front of you. Okay? Fight back with everything that you've got within you. Don't don't go down without a fight, okay? Fight for your life. This is like a fight for your life. That's what it's going to come down to. How about these people when war comes to their country and they literally, they're forced out of their houses. You got 15 minutes to get out of your house because somebody's taken over your homes, like during the times in Russia. Look at the Jews forced out of their homes too. Clothes on their back. Guess where they got sent to? They got loaded up in trains and they got sent somewhere, okay? And some of them never saw the light of day. Some of them never made it out of where they got sent. They didn't. They were rounded up. But I'm sure that there were plenty of people back in those days, since it wasn't affecting them, since it wasn't them having that done to, their life was good. They had a good life. They had a good life because they lived in their own world. They tuned out the atrocities that was done against humanity. They tuned them out, and life was good, and life flourished for that group of people. Okay? And I'm sure they had people telling them that, oh, it's going to get better. It's going to get better once we get rid of these people. Okay? I'm sure that was told too. Okay? And I'm sure some of them had empathy and sympathy and tried to help as many people as they could because they were hearing, oh, it's going to get better, and yet they're seeing their fellow humans, humanity, having this done to them, and they couldn't bear it. They couldn't bear it. But they had to tune out the noise from others saying, it's all right, it's a better world. Okay, that's how I'm feeling right now. No, I can't. I can't. I won't. People matter. I love people. People are important. Their lives are important. Okay? If you're watching this video, your life matters. Okay? You are important. You have a role to play on this earth. People love you. Whether you may not, whether you feel it or not, people love you and they care about you. And what happens to you matters to them. It matters to me. What happens to you, even though I can't see you, even though you may be on the other side of the world and your life has literally been destroyed, or you may be in another state and your life has literally been destroyed because you had a decision to make and you did the best decision that you could for your spirit in your family, knowing that what would happen because of your decision, okay? You stood your ground. You're standing strong. You didn't give in. You didn't betray your consciousness. You didn't. So we all matter. Our lives are important, and what happens to one happens to all. Okay, it does. And I can't pretend that what's happening is not happening and that it's getting better, because I don't see it. I do not see it. Um, when a country is at war, okay, when a country is at war and those war plans have been put into place, they've been planning. People, when you go into war, you make plans and you work on those plans for a long, long time. You carefully plan out what you're going to do. Okay, you do. You carefully plan everything out to the detail. To the detail. And then you have backup plans for those plans if those plans fail. Well, there are plans that militaries, that armies make, and they implement them. Do you think that they're going to allow somebody to come in after throwing in so much money, investing so much time, so many years on their plans to make sure their plans are successful? You think they're going to just totally stop and not continue before their plans are complete? No, they're not going to stop midway into their plans. They're not. And just say, oh, well, I guess that's it. No, they're not. They have contingency plans. They have backup plans for resistance. Okay, they do. Um, we're at war. We are. Humanity's at war. And it's been a war that's been launched. It's a war that's been planned for years and years. And there's been a whole lot of money and manpower thrown behind it. And they're not going to waste, they're not going to let me disrupt their plans, and they're not going to let you disrupt their plans. They're not. They have a end goal, and they're going to carry it out into completion. It's like this verse. He that began a good work in me, or you, will carry it out until the day of completion. Okay? So a good work has also been done in me and you. A good work. You've been through a lot of trials in your life, a lot of hard times, and that helped build up your strength within to prepare you for your next battle on this earth, spiritual battle, your journey. You're stronger than you realize. You really are. I'm stronger than I realize, although I think, I don't know if I've got enough strength to keep going on certain things, because it's unbearable if you sit and think about things. It really is. You've got to tune this stuff out. You've got to literally be aware, but then you've got to go forward. You've got to go forward with boldness, with courage, with strength, with dignity. Okay, you got to keep marching on. So I am going to go. My phone battery is about dead. And I want to thank you all for these comments coming up here. I didn't get to read of them because I want to focus on what I'm being led to say within my spirit. So I know it's early. I know it's a long video. It's 54 minutes long. I'm sorry, you all. I didn't intend to go on this long. I didn't. But I hope that maybe something that I said will make a difference in your life, and I hope that it might have opened your eyes to something that you may not have seen or may not have thought of or may not have been aware of. I hope that what I said might help you grow in an area that you need to grow in. I hope that you might find strength in some of these words, and that you know that you're not alone. Okay? None of us are alone. We're here for one another. We have one another. We do. We have a strength within, a peace within that passes all understanding. Okay? We have a knowing. We do. So with that being said, hello wherever you are in any part of the world. Hello from my heart to yours. Love you and thank you so much for being on here. Um, I think we made it on here without one single moderator. See, that's good. It's wonderful. I hope it was pleasant for you all. I didn't feel any negative feelings during the whole time. I really didn't. So thank you all once again and have a wonderful rest of your day. And I apologize for it being so long. Love you.